What is this? Denims cooked
The
you?
fair use inquiry does not ask whether the criticism or parody of the copyrighted work is just or accurate or mean-spirited, but simply whether the use is of the kind that copyright is designed to protect. If I went on stream and I watched Hassan's broadcast and I said, his head is way too big and it bothers me, that would be a factually incorrect statement. That would be
what
protected use.
What? Bro, this lawsuit was 300 pages of me eating balls. And then she wins the lawsuit and then she redirects the enmity back. What the hell is going on? I can't catch a break up in these parts, bro. I was already eating mad on this lawsuit, and then she wins the lawsuit, and then she redirects it back at me.
You don't need to make statements that are accurate for them to be defended under fair use. Fair use is only asking whether or not you are creating a new product and transforming a work.
Let's talk about the Denims W. Denims got a W in court. And I'll say the truth that no one else will say. I'll say the truth that no one else will say. The judge was a snarker. The judge was anti-Semitic. The judge was in Discord chats clearly. The judge was a Denim simp. The judge didn't know the law. The judge loves violating copyright himself. And perhaps most importantly, I paid the judge. Bruh. And the judge did CPS. Or worst of all, the judge was Hamas.
Hey there, it's your old friend Denims. I have a lot to catch you up on, but before that, a quick message for Ethan.
Look at me. This is me. I win, you lose. And you will continue to lose, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm not done. I'll never be done. Fat L's, cringe, you lose, I win.
Before we start, let me bring in our honored guest. You might have previously known him as the Fair Use King. And let me just... There we go, much better. At least he's still the king.
Dude, that's amazing. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Who is this guy? What's going on? Every single one of these people just got handed a spectacular W while they were demanding an L for themselves. Okay? Every single one of these streamers does reaction videos. Okay? This would have opened up the floodgates. Every single one of these streamers have done reaction videos to shit that I've put out. Ironically enough, imagine if I, who, you know, has a decent amount of money, imagine if I did a fraction of the frivolous lawsuit pursuit that Ethan Klein engaged in against some of the worst demonic entities on the internet. Okay, 2-0 Norway, by the way. Holland scored again for Norway.
Denims does deserve it, so maybe it is worth watching. About that lawsuit, honestly, I feel like they're already fucked, right? And I feel like they're basically cooked no matter what. Denims raised $15K for Ethan. That's nice of her to do that.
The lawsuit asserts that there has to be some kind of like conspiracy with the H3 snark mods, but I've never communicated with any of them in any way. So what exactly did I say that?
Yeah, that's the most schizo part of this. It's there's so much schizo shit going on here. Like Ethan Klein has genuinely lost his fucking mind. But I think he legitimately thinks that there is like a coordinated effort that he is, I guess, decided to call snark. Which snark exists, right? Like for celebrities, obviously, Ethan Klein happens to run one of the most robust snark subreddits for me and Denims and Casey Tron and Frogan. And whoever Ethan fucking has decided is not sufficiently pro-Israel. But the funniest part about all of this is that Ethan Klein thinks that there is like a coordinated effort to besmirch his reputation. And that's because he's a fucking narcissist, okay? He does not understand that his own fan base turned on him because of his own output. This was something that I tried to gently communicate to him back when we had a podcast together. And instead of listening to what I had to say to him as a friend and a co-host at the time, he chose to unleash war upon me and virtually anyone else that had ever appeared on my stream or had shown support to my worldview. It was mind-boggling. Because like with Denims, I've had such little contact with Denims. Like I've seen her at TwitchCon. You know what I mean? I have no, like, we're not coordinating with one another. Okay? Since that fallout, by the way, Ethan Klein has burned so much goodwill. He has lost 500,000 subs. Like, he is burning his channel. He's burning his reputation. And he's burning a good deal of money. H3 and Diddy G were in full QAnon mode when you reacted to the content nuke because you were wearing the Ron Burgundy coat and the leftover subreddit's avatar was you in that coat. Like you were signaling Lemao, bro. Wait, what? Amazing. The only thing that connects myself, Denims, Frogan, Casey Tron, and numerous other people like Noah Samson that Ethan is still also, I think, trying to sue, and iDubbbz, is that we have a shared perspective on Israel's genocide of the Palestinians. Okay? We know one another. We're friendly with one another. I appreciate their voice in this space. But that's it. Okay? That's it. Ethan thought that was enough to create a bizarre grand conspiracy where we're all coordinating with one another and coordinating with a bunch of fans in Discord circles and subreddits to besmirch his good reputation, which is ironic because I mean, I'm friends with these people too, for the record. I'm not doing the Ludwig coworker shit, okay? I like these people, okay? I'm friends. But we're not like talking to one another all the fucking time. Do you see what I mean? I'm not doing the coworker wig shit. I'm just saying that we're not in constant fucking contact with one another to like ruin Ethan Klein's life, and we're getting together and talking to fans and doing all this stuff. We're not like, we're not devising devilish plots against Ethan Klein in the way that he thinks is happening, okay? I would go to their funerals. I hope that, I die before them. But, like we all have our own goals. We all have our own thing. We align on a lot of issues politically, okay? And I've, of course, defended them as well because they've done things worthy of defense. They were unjustly maligned, attacked endlessly, ruthlessly. And the irony is there was a coordinated effort. It just wasn't happening on our side. It was happening to us. Okay? The coordinated effort was pure projection from Ethan Klein because that's what he was doing. He was doing this with the internet's most ruthless sex pest doxer, cult leader, Sex Pestiny, whose podcast co-host is a sponsor of H3H3 podcasts, redact.dev, right? They were the ones who were actually trying to get institutions involved, organizations like the ADL involved deliberately in this conversation. That's what happened. It was always pure projection. His accusations were confessions. Okay?
That proves this malicious intent and involvement in this conspiracy. Well, here are the clips from his video. We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here. Compelling, right? Here's the thing. I don't care how many views Ethan's video gets.
Yeah, Sex Pestiny literally the other day said he was going to launch a massive harassment campaign against me and other like-minded people to get me off the internet. Every accusation from them is a projection. But what's also really funny about that is he's been doing that for the past 7 years and it's fucking failed. So I don't know what he's going to do further. You know what I mean? He's already been doing that. He's been doing that nonstop. Ethan Klein was just another victim kind of in this grand battle.
It's just not something that's ever crossed my mind. So in that first clip, when I read that chat message, I answer their question and move on. I hope you guys don't mind me not lambasting that chatter. The second clip is so plainly out of context that I don't really know what to think of it, especially considering that they also tried to use it in the filing. Let me play the full thing for you. Yeah, this is another thing. Don't go bother Hassan while he's in fucking Japan having a good time. Don't bother him about this stupid garbage. Like, I think it's bad enough to like lose a friend, especially someone where someone you really try to like make a better person. The last thing I would want while I'm vacationing in Japan is to be fucking linked 100 times some video from a deranged ex of mine, right? If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, you know, come enjoy the watch party somewhere else.
So she wasn't even saying, don't watch Ethan Klein's video, watch me instead. She was saying, don't bother Hassan with this nonsensical bullshit. He's in Japan, which, by the way, ironically enough, part of the reason why I didn't cover it in Japan was because Donald Trump had just gotten elected, and I'm a fucking 34-year-old adult who happens to be a political commentator. Oh my God. Not only that, but Israel's genocide was obviously continuing. And I brought both of those things up all the time whenever people were like, what are you, scared? You scared that Ethan is destroying your soul, destroying your career? Are you fucking scared? And I'd be like, no, I have real news to cover. And they would be like, oh my God, he is so terrified. Lo and behold, it turns out, Ethan already was scheming, apparently, by his own admission. He was scheming to try to trap people into legal battles, myself included. It obviously didn't work. He fucking cried on camera, being like, why won't he watch my fucking context nuke? You were clearly dodging the content nuke according to 3 mental illness subreddits. It's one of the funniest things that I've ever encountered in my professional career for the last 13 years. The idea that this like low IQ demon who has no fucking concept, who has no conceptualization, no understanding, no historical context whatsoever of like the Israel-Palestinian conflict that has spanned far beyond October 7, of course, that I was worried about his mental prowess, his compilation of YouTube videos, his compilation of clips, all nefariously clipped over the course of the last 2 years at that point by my cyber stalkers. And I kept telling everybody, look, if you want to hear my response to the context nuke, I already delivered it to you a month ago before the context nuke came out. Why do I have a video out there that was already responding to all of these claims? Well, perhaps it's because I know exactly where these claims were coming from. It was coming from Epstein's community of serial doxers and cyber stalkers and mass harassers. But no one wanted to go and do the work. No one wanted to go and do the work. And they just decided to live in their weird, hallucinating, alternative reality where they thought Ethan Klein had bested me intellectually. An intellectual giant had destroyed me. Ironic because, like, looking back at the context nuke now, especially as the public approval on Israel has obviously fallen into the gutter, go give it a rewatch. Not all of you, but what I would wish for all of the initial, you should watch the context nuke. Why won't you react to the context nuke? I wish they could hear me now. I wish that they could potentially turn back and rewatch it to see what they saw back then versus how they feel now. How dare you not address the personalized equivalent to this while you were in another continent? Yeah, there were a million reasons as to why I didn't watch it, and it was literally the right move not to watch it. One, because it pissed off Ethan further. He literally cried on camera demanding that I watch it. That was good enough. Two, it was because I had already responded to all of the accusations and will continue to respond to all of those accusations for the rest of my career, most likely. Not because Ethan is some brilliant guy who brought up fantastic points, but because the community that actually compiled those clips took those clips to the ADL, Richie Torres. Those clips have now made their way into the congressional record. Not that it matters. It didn't matter. It didn't matter for Mallory McMorrow when she tried to use some of those clips against both me and Abdul Al-Sayed. Today's the day where Mallory McMorrow has officially dropped out of the Senate run in Michigan. Think about that. Think about that while you think of Norway. We are all Norwegian on this day. Very good. Brazil still has Hatsune Miku. Make it like a decade following Little Otto documentary as a content nuke.
I don't think that needs any further explanation. The last clip is me shilling at the end of my stream. So, you know, after I had just spent the past 4 hours tearing this video apart, What can I say? I thought the video was bad. Whether or not people watch his video is just not something I had thought about at all. If you want to argue about it, the viewership of my stream is totally insignificant compared to his. And nobody that listened to me criticize him for 4 hours was going to watch his video anyways, because it's a completely different experience. And I mean, that is literally what the court found. So all of that to say, there isn't anything uniquely special about this case. Technically, between you and me, even if there was, intent doesn't actually matter when it comes to analyzing whether or not something is fair use. So yeah, Ethan.
What is this genuine documentary level coverage by Kaya's Corner? The true legacy of Ethan Klein, the Kaya Chronicles, the fallout, the creep, the descent, the plan, the legacy.
Posted this IG story saying that he would be proceeding with an appeal. And as I've stated from the very beginning, I will be fighting this lawsuit
vid. Why?
To the end. I could not have gotten this far without all of your support. And to be honest with you guys, it has been kind of expensive.
Kaya, what did you do? Did you do that? Kaya. She's tired. It's been a hot day.
So from the bottom of my heart, if you would like to help me fight this appeal to defend React content on the internet, please go to ethankleinlied.com and donate $5, $10, $20, really any amount that you're able to. Thank you again to everyone who has supported me and believed in me. And as I said before, I look forward to beating Ethan Klein in court. Besides that, I stream on Twitch Thursday through Sunday.
Great video. She knows not to talk without her lawyer present. Oh, Kaya, yes. Now, I wonder now that this now that this chapter has come to a close, even though Ethan says he's going to still appeal, will be super sick when Ethan inevitably loses at the appeals court and then appeals to SCOTUS. All of a sudden, Clarence Thomas becomes aware of who the fuck Hassan Piker is. I don't even want to know what the fuck there's no shot, right? Like, he's going to give up at some point. I think, I'll be honest. I think the commentary sphere, who has dogged Denims, Casey Tron, Frogan, all these people, Ethan reposted Legal Mindset about Denims' lawsuit saying she shouldn't listen to you about it being frivolous. Yeah, I remember. This was Legal Mindset, right-wing legal streamer who rode the Amber Heard hate train to a brief moment of prominence, is now looking to grift off the slop tube sexual assault nepotist crown by helping Tectone sue Denims. He also said this when I said this was a frivolous lawsuit.
And you are going to get smoked. It's not going to look good. Your underwear, and I mean that legally, is going to be dragged through the streets. This is going to be like that episode of Game of Thrones with the shame episode with Cersei. That's going to be what's going to happen legally. You don't want that. You don't want the dirty laundry out there. Settle. That's the real advice.
Are you sure they shouldn't listen to Hassan? He says it's frivolous. Well, it turns out it was. I'm not a fucking lawyer. I'm no big city lawyer. Okay? I'm not a little city lawyer either. But it turns out I was at least a little bit more fucking competent than this goddamn loser. All of those YouTube lawyers. Oh my fucking Lord. Oh my fucking Lord. They all showed their asses. And you know what's crazy about this? I don't think their fan base cares. I don't think their fan base ever cared about the truth. I don't think I'm sure there were some people who went to watch these guys. They were like, well, this guy's wearing a suit. He says he's a lawyer. I'm inclined to believe him. But there is a good deal of people who just thought that Ethan Klein would be a good vessel to deliver punishments and vengeance towards women that they don't fuck with online, you know? That's it. And they don't give a shit. They'll move on to the next thing. They'll be like, oh, the judge was woke. The judge was a woke libtard judge. I'm sure that was an Obama judge, you know? Whatever, right? Because for them, the goal was never about like a sincere demand to a sincere need to punish people who are doing malicious reacts or whatever, right? Yeah, the judge is a Hassan orbiter. I don't fucking know. Denims got to the judge, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, they're saying the judge was a woman and why she won. Nice. It's just so strange to be like this. It's so strange to always be wrong and never really reconsider the places that you get your information from, right? H3 fans unironically calling the judge a Jew hater. I have a feeling there's some sort of implicit bias from the judge, whether it's him not seeking YouTube as a legitimate form of media or thinking it's a pretty girl versus greedy Jew type situation. To clarify, I don't think this in the slightest. Ethan is the one of the most generous people I've seen. Yeah, generous to his fucking West Bank lawyer who's literally fucking shellacking him, okay? His lawyer from the West Bank, by the way, has landed on a gold mine, okay? This man will sue anybody and everybody. Frivolous lawsuits galore. Holy shit. DG's new argument is the judge said he watches Disney movies on Twitch with his granddaughters. He is violating copyright law and the case will be thrown out. Brother, this is a group of people who used to shit on QAnon. They have become QAnon, but for the lowest level internet beef you can imagine. How is this possible? It's all these liberals who are like, I am a high-minded liberal. I'm so much smarter than these fucking dumb MAGA hogs. I would never believe in conspiracy theories, only to turn around and unironically concoct idiotic conspiracy theories like this. Holy shit. I mean, even the CPS stuff, Child Protective Services was called on Ethan Klein's family. This is completely fucked up. It's completely unacceptable. I stand by that. I said that at the time. Of course, I find it to be completely ridiculous, a ridiculous thing to do. Ethan Klein is a multi-millionaire, okay? Like, you think his children are going to be better off in the system? Fuck no, of course not. Even if he was a bad parent, he would still be a far better parent than the foster care system, okay? And I'm not even saying he's a bad parent. I'm just literally telling you it's an insane concept. And there was never a moment, for example, that I was in support of it. There was never a moment where I said that it was good. I didn't even know about it while it happened, right? And then I was made aware of this situation because Ethan and all these other fucking morons on the internet were claiming that myself and Denims and all these other people had conspired against Ethan and we had called CPS. Yeah. Sex Pestini's community is completely out of control. They don't realize that they have been duped, that they're a part of a cult. It's mind-boggling. Everything that this man does, every piece of output he does is for self-interest. He has no real political goals. He is duping you into believing that he has like a broader political agenda that he's serving. It's a lie. He's only serving himself and his own base needs and desires. Half the time, it's literally sticking his dick into anything and everything he can, okay, with questionable morals. And then the other half is just advancing a barrage of hatred, just gamergating his own personal enemies. Enemies that he has designed in his mind, by the way, okay? Enemies that he thinks need to be put down. Myself, Ludwig, Cutie Cinderella, all these other content creators on the internet that he claims have actually reduced his position that he deserves. Never taking credit, never taking any kind of accountability, never taking accountability whatsoever for his own actions, constantly redirecting the attention at a moment's notice back to others that have unjustly maligned him, right? Perhaps for that reason, Ethan Klein and Destiny are two peas in a pod, perfect together. Not only because of their very unhealthy fascination, dare I say, sexual obsession with the likes of myself, the likes of Denims, Caseytron, Frogan, numerous others, but also because they're both narcissistic weirdos who literally will never take accountability and self-reflect. It's always someone else to blame. It's always someone else that's fucking them over. It's never their own fault. Yeah. Ethan thinks the Hassan mod Chris CPS is mocking him in his Child Protective Service visit. In reality, Chris CPS has had that username since at least 2021. Chris has also said the CPS stands for Club de Portugal Sporting. Ethan's crashing out over something he made up. Why is Hassan getting notes during our debate from someone named Chris CPS? I will subpoena Hassan if I have to. Hassan, do not erase evidence. Dude, does this strike you as the mindset of a normal person? Like, does this strike you as a normal guy? Yeah, look, at Chris CPS from 2021, from 2022, at Chris CPS. Chris CPS, wake up. Nerd Club is talking about Schneider in 2022. This is, what's the acronym stand for again? Club de Portugal Sporting. This is the paranoid hallucinations of a madman. But as we have found out, it doesn't matter if someone is absolutely insane, because if they have a fan base of parasocial weirdos, they can advance whatever cause, no matter how mentally unwell that cause may be, because people fucking believe this shit. People still to this day believe this shit. And a million other things that Ethan has claimed about others. Yeah, meanwhile, there's a compilation of me out there telling my audience to leave Ethan alone for more than a year. And he still had the audacity to blame me for people not liking him. Take accountability. Take accountability. Stop these fucking frivolous lawsuits. Just eat the L. Maybe go on a long retreat. Get some fucking therapy. You have enough money. It'll be good for you. And then you can come back, revamp everything. What? Why am I being mentioned? What's going on? It's because we're revisiting some of the madness here. It's a big thing that there's someone who tells you the vids to watch and talking points, some secret mastermind. He claims to be the legend for watching iDubbbz Content Cop and for reacting, but he has never reacted or even addressed the amazing Amon video on him because that shit was too real and too raw. Yeah, it's crazy. I have combated right-wing misinformation my entire life. Okay, my entire career has been dedicated to fighting the forces of the far right, fighting the forces of right wing, and even sometimes trying to get liberals to be on board with a much better politics, right? I did not think that there would be an entire sphere of influence on the internet exclusively dedicated to A-logging me in the most ferocious manner possible, and then basically designing their entire worldview off of whatever the fuck I'm supporting to be against whatever the fuck I'm supporting. It's insane. I always tell people you're a career man, but they don't believe me. What does that mean? I'm a numbers guy. I'm not a career guy. I'm a numbers guy. Think of how much insanity you're taking for other people, though. You're a great tank. Sure, I'm a tank. I can handle it. But also, there's the other side of the story. Because for every community that exists out there that gains a new member, that is aggressively pursuing these causes for unbelievably narcissistic cult leaders out there, that's a person who's lost in the sauce. That's a guy who could have had a healthy life, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, a themper, you know? That's a person who is going down the right-wing rabbit hole. It's sad. I feel bad for these people. My whole life, I've tried to pull them out of this and have successfully done so, right? You're being a little hard on Ethan. We all know he's secretly a huge fan of you. You're the only Twitch channel that he follows. Yeah. It's just crazy. This is what used to be relegated the crazy guy on the sidewalk, but now they have millions of YouTube subscribers. I know. And also tens of millions of dollars. So they have unlimited bandwidth to go and pursue these frivolous lawsuits to bury others who have far less money than they do under costly litigation, under paperwork. Frogan is a great example of this. Casey Tron is another great example of this. I mean, this motherfucker made Casey Tron do a ISIS hostage style video, made her apologize to Asmongold. Asmongold, Ethan Klein, the great combatter of anti-Semitism, has been aligned with Asmongold for the last 3 years. Kayagate literally pulled me out of a spiral. I was drifting towards some bad shit before some of my friends started yelling about you being an anti-Semite and shocking your dog. All of them call for your ban together and then stopped out of nowhere. I mean, some of them still call for my ban. They do every now and then. The craziest part about it is Casey Tron literally only got added onto the lawsuit pile because of Destiny. Like, why the fuck? Why was Casey Tron even brought up in the lawsuit? At least with Morgan, you can say, like, you know, she's my mod. She's been a target of anger and animosity by incels all over the internet. And I guess Casey Tron has always been a priority target for a lot of incels, but it blows my mind that she just straight up got caught up in this sphere of enmity because Destiny hates her. It's just ridiculous, man. It's fucking ridiculous. So yeah, I'm glad that Denims won her lawsuit. I'm glad that copyright is protected on the internet, that Ethan wasn't able to go back and destroy his own precedent from his previous lawsuit. But it's been an insane year, I won't lie. Insane couple of years, as a matter of fact. This issue makes people go crazy. I mean, look, Shannon Watts, New York Times best-selling author of Fired Up, one of the founders of Moms Demand Action. I will never support any candidate who proudly campaigns with Hassan Piker ever. Like, that's an adult. So Hassan derangement syndrome has moved beyond the sphere of online commentariat and has actually moved into, you know, best-selling authors, ride or die, Democratic Party loyalists, consultants. I don't know, man. It's fucking insane. Matt Bennett also talked about this. Mallory has a very bright future. This is the right decision, but she will hold statewide office someday. You did that, Matt Bennett. You fucked her campaign up.